Good evening, my name's Chani. I'm a regional rep for Surfers Against Sewage, and I'm so sorry I can't be with you in person in Barnum. I hope this is a viable alternative for you. So, sewage. Really personal, isn't it? I mean, we make it every day, and it shouldn't be a waste. And we have custodians who should be looking after it for us, and governments who should set policy, and regulators who should give funding to make it not a pollution source. But we have a wet combined sewage system in most areas. This means when there's high groundwater levels or there's an excess of rain, our system gets beaten and the combined sewage overflows open to prevent flooding and backup of sewage into people's homes. And it shouldn't be that way. There are solutions. There is better policy. There is better knowledge that means that our waters, our rivers, you've got the Arun and the Western near you, and Bognor. We shouldn't think, are we swimming in our waste? So I just want to go over some things that we're doing and try and empower you as a community to step up for some actions. So I'm going to go over what sewage pollution is, what the SIS campaigns are, and the actions. So sewage pollution. In 2023, there were 464 and 56,000 times when there were sewage spills across the UK, at least. That's 1,271 times a day. There are over 3.6 million hours where sewage went into our waterways. Now, if you look up top of the poops figures, they are higher. I'm just trying to validate why that is, and I will come back to you with that. So from our reports through to us as an organisation, we know in 2023 that there were 1,924 people who got sick who had been using our Safer Season River Service app, with an estimate of 5 years combined sick days. 60% of the inland bathing sites that we did programmes on to test didn't meet the minimum safety standards. 11 million went to CEOs and 1.4 billion in dividends across water companies. Now, at this point, I do just want to say Southern Water from 2017 have not paid any dividends, and as a direct result of our Dirty Money campaign, their CEO, Lawrence Godson, and the Chief Finance Officer gave up their bonuses last year. Sewage creates a nutrient overload. As I said, it shouldn't be a waste, it's a resource. But because of the energy and nutrients in it, and the microplastics and chemicals, it harms the environment in which it enters and us. For 2023, Southern Water had 317,285 hours where their combined sewage overflows, short sea outfalls, long sea outfalls, were discharging a mixture of water and sewage into blue spaces. So we run these campaigns. We have plastics and we have sewage. So our plastic ones are our plastic-free schools, our plastic-free communities, and from our Million Mile Beach Cleans, which is that central picture, we then do a brand audit to push for a deposit return scheme. We also have our water quality report. That's 2022, there is a 2023 one. And I have already mentioned the Power of the Dirty Money petition that went out last year. And we have a Protecting Wild Waters. That's what the inland are trying to get, bathing water designation for inland waterways and new coastal bathing water designations, holding the water companies and the regulators to account by getting the Environment Agency to test at those sites during the bathing water season. We use all of these things together with our End Sewage Manifesto to push for change. Our End Sewage Manifesto, which is backed by other organisations, including the Wetland Trust, the RYA, the British Canoe Union, and SOS Whitstable, asks to enforce the law. We have regulators, and the laws need to end sewage pollution, and we must enforce them. To stop pollution for profit. Water companies' first responsibility must be to the environment and not to their shareholders and executives. As I said, on Southern, we're almost there on that, just challenging the detail. Prioritise high-risk pollution. Take immediate action to tackle high-risk pollution events. Empower a nature-led approach, that's my favourite, to harness the power of nature to end sewage pollution. So that's sustainable urban drainage to stop the water going into the system in the first place, and wetlands, so that when the effluent does come out, it goes into a wetland and is treated by nature rather than going into a watercourse. Reveal the truth. Deliver UK-wide transparency about sewage pollution. So this is our Safer Seas and Rivers Service app, and it shows the areas of the UK that we cover. Sorry, my face is covering the bit where we are. But, we have great coverage on Southern Water. We've got over 99%. Not the same in Scotland, where it's a nationalised company. They've got 4%, and we're struggling with Northern Ireland as well. The placement of these event discharge monitors that sit on the combined sewage overflows. Now that's the challenge in Southern's region. Are they working as they should? Please download our app. It's free, and it's been cited on the government website as a public health tool. So this is the point, Faye, where I'd like you to play the video that I sent you. It just goes over how our actions have turned, our campaigns have turned into actions in 2023. For my actions, I'm a volunteer. I've been doing this for about 18 months, and this is what I've managed to do. So just to give you a scope of what kind of things your community might want to take on. Remove plastics through our Million Mile campaign, given talks and interviews, and spoken to councillors, parish councillors, MPs and MP candidates using our campaigns and data and tools. Organised a paddle out protest. We have a nationwide paddle out protest on the 18th of May. Please look up on our socials for events near yourself. And also raise your stories through media. Networking is really important to be able to have the push to end sewage pollution from all sources. I've also had a large engagement with Southern Water. I've had over 23 meetings over 18 months, gone to 9 of their events, had 6 sewers treatment tours, not just but other practical solutions that they're installing. And in addition, I've gone to construction firms and seen their sustainable drainage sites and used consultations as a method to push for change. That's a really good one for anybody to take away. Consultations can be for Southern Water, through Ofwat, it can be through your parish, your town council or county council. I know you probably like town council, but parish council, but it's a really powerful way to do it. And also government level SAS are using it to try and get those bathing water statuses through consultations. And we managed, with consultation, the Environment Agency have agreed to have unlimited fines now for water companies. We have power as people. So, in that power, go make waves. Please download our Safer Seas and River Service app. Please sign up for updates on our website. Become a member of Surfers Against Sewage. Sign up for a beach clean and support nature-based solutions. So planning is a really good way to retrofit sustainable urban drainage and ask for it in new developments. It is part of the flood risk management protocols now for most areas, and there's a really good website called sustrain.org that you can get more detail on. Also, report. If you've got a problem, raise it through the channels that exist. If you see pollution, call 0800 80 70 60, open 24 hours a day, and get a reference number and ask what category it's being logged as. Call Southern Water if you see a problem with their sites. They don't have monitors on everything. They don't have eyes everywhere. you have to keep telling them as well. Once won't do it. You need at least 5 people telling both the Environment Agency and Southern Water about the same problem within a month, and that will strike change. Use complaint mechanisms that exist. If you're upset with a particular combined sewage overflow, not just the whole situation, but one particular thing, focus on one site, raise a complaint about it. Do it in the community if you want to. Put it through Southern Water, go through their formal complaints procedure, then go through Consumer Council for Water, and then you can raise it up to Ofwat. During that stage, there will become action, especially if it's combined with reporting the ongoing problems. I hope this has been some help to you. I did have some knowledge about your area as well. So I looked up the 2 sites, I'm sorry if I not pronounce this right, Lidsey and Barnham. So Barnham on the Southern Waters website, this is their map of investment for the next AMP cycle, which will start in December, but needs to pass through Ofwat in July. So we need to raise our voices as much as we can before July, so Ofwat say yes to making the investment choices. It stated they didn't know the source of the water going into the system, and it would require investment in understanding the catchment, and then a multi-solution approach. So that would be sustainable urban drainage, it would be maybe some wastewater treatment upgrades or some storage capacity. So target why if they've got the answers. Now the Lindsay one, which I think is a groundwater infiltration, it stated on their website. And the Rivers Trust have a really good sewage map, which gives you the permit numbers for each of these sites. So you can look up the permits, get the permits from the Environment Agency, and then hold Southern Water to account with what their permits are stating. And you can ask for any information that's on the permit through an EIR request. So that one stated that it needed hectare management through wetlands. So I've contacted Southern Water for you, and their wetland specialist on the Clean Seas and Rivers Task Force showed me a spreadsheet of wetlands they want to create in the AMP8 cycle, and you're on it. So push for that to happen, because you've already been targeted to have a wetland, which would be brilliant. You'd also be targeted to have what they call tubigel, which is where they seal all the pipes. Now the problem is they also need to do private networks in that, which they don't own because they're not statutory consultees. So you'll get a pushback on that. But if you as a community say, no, we want it, and you can get access and come to some agreement, again, you might get some success. So use the Rivers Trust, get the permits, and get in contact with the Clean Seas and Rivers Task Force. I hope they will give you solutions for it to be installed. So my name's Chani, I'm a volunteer for Surfers Against Sewage, and I really hope that you found this useful and that you download our app. Thank you, take care.